high protein meals that are actually healthy and that are easy to make and it doesn't taste like you're on a diet. That's what this whole video is about. I'm gonna be walking you through all the meals and snacks that I make on repeat that actually fill you up, that doesn't burn through your calories, that are high in protein, healthy, and easy to make. So let's get into it. So starting off this video, I am going to show you how I make one of my favorite high protein, easy to make meals, which is ground beef with taco seasoning and cottage cheese. And you can also throw in an avocado as well. So high protein, high in fat, and super easy to make. Let's go. Get yourself some ground beef. You can use any ground beef you have. I usually like to get my ground beef at Costco because you just could get more for a lower price. Washing my hands. So I'm gonna put my ground beef right in here. I just use this taco seasoning from Sprouts, but you can really use any type of seasoning or season it to whatever your heart desires. I actually don't use the entire bag. I would just add more seasoning based on the taste as we start cooking this beef. So I like to use ghee to lightly coat the pan. Normally I'll throw in an onion or bell pepper here, but today I'm keeping it simple. And then now for the cottage cheese, you can technically add this before or after cooking since it holds up fine either way. This bowl is loaded with protein. And then at the end, I'll add avocado if I want more fat and sometimes cilantro to freshen things up. You can add in mangoes as well or just a variety of different fruits and vegetables. So today we will be making a high protein pancake with dark chocolate and blueberries. This is what I usually make when I'm craving something sweet or when I'm craving like an American breakfast. So for the base, it's going to be 1 cup of flour. Protein flour works if you want that extra boost, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a scoop of protein powder. Sometimes I'll do a scoop and a half or 2 scoops. My protein powder is vanilla whey protein, and I'm also gonna put in a tablespoon of cottage cheese. For this, I did say a tablespoon, but I just do like a scoop. And I know it sounds very weird that you're putting cottage cheese into your pancake, but I actually learned this from a friend of mine who makes this for her child. It doesn't really change the texture, but when the cottage cheese is warmed up, it will bring out more moisture, which is why I do a little bit less liquids. So I'll do 1/3 cup of water and 1/3 cup of milk. So usually for the milk, I will use raw milk, but today I'm going to use whole milk specifically for the creaminess. And I use this brand here, which is the Alexandre Family Farm. And I like that it is A2. So you wanna make sure you see that 100% grass-fed. It doesn't really have to be grass-fed. It's just up to you and your preferences. This is just mine. So if it just says grass-fed milk, like I said in my other videos, that doesn't necessarily mean that the cow is fed grass 100% of the time. You know, it's like marketing. They can give the cow 1 day of grass and the rest of their life just grains, and they could say that it's grass-fed. So you want to make sure you see that 100% if you are going for grass-fed milk. So the cottage cheese doesn't really do anything to the batter. Like the consistency is still the same if you look. If anything, because the cottage cheese brings in more moisture, it's going to make the pancake soft. But I'm gonna heat up my pan and then I am going to start cooking these bad boys. But let's try it. This could be like a munchy snack, but it's like healthy. Especially if you are someone that struggles with sweets and you're trying to lower your sugar intake. I feel like the protein powder, because it's vanilla, it makes the pancake a little bit sweeter, which is nice. And then I drizzled maple syrup on top, but you can do honey as well. Take a bite. Today, I will be walking you through one of my favorite protein smoothies, and that is a protein banana peanut smoothie. It only takes 4 simple steps, and I will walk you through exactly how I make it. If you are someone that has a sweet tooth and you are looking for a high protein snack, this smoothie just might do it for you. For most of my smoothies, I do make several serving sizes, and I portion it out and save some for the next day. So today I'll be using 2 bananas. The more freckles that they have, the sweeter they get. And I love when they have little freckles like this. I think it's so cute, but some people hate it. I like to drink 100% raw milk if I find stores that have them. Essentially what raw milk is milk that is not pasteurized, from animal straight to consumer without killing any pathogens with heat. I would say it's more on the richer, creamier taste than commercial milk. One downside about raw milk is that they have a shorter shelf life. So typically it's like 1 to 2 weeks being refrigerated and it has to go after that. Okay, I guess it was about 2 cups. It might taste a little bit creamier today, which I'm not mad about. So far we did 2 out of the 4 steps. The third step is just peanut butter, really. Grab a big scoop like this. So I just put like 2 scoops in, and I put in about 2 tablespoons, maybe a little bit more if you want to know the exact measurements, like I don't do measurements. So last thing is vanilla protein powder. And I use the one from Costco. It's just 100% whey vanilla flavor. I usually also put it in water depending on how little milk I put in, but since I put in 2 cups today, I'm just gonna leave it as is. So no water, and sometimes I'll put in ice cubes if it's a hot day. So I guess that's like your optional 5th step, but that is literally it. Just bananas, milk, protein, peanut butter. If you are new to my channel and you haven't seen my smoothie shorts, I make smoothie videos and I usually do this pour, which I will show you. That, and it looks like this, and it just absolutely tastes amazing. It's so delicious. This next one is a trick that my partner's mom taught me. It's super easy and quick to make, packed with protein and nutrients. It's basically a shortcut shabu shabu. So the only 3 ingredients that you will need is bone broth, veggies, and the type of meat that you prefer. The order of how you want to do this is 1, you're gonna have to start with your veggies. Today I'm using bok choy and cabbage because I personally like the texture and taste of them after boiling them for some time. But honestly, use whatever you prefer. I like to store my vegetables in the freezer instead of letting them go bad in the fridge. I notice that a lot of the times when I have a bunch of vegetables and I'm not using them all in one sitting, I end up leaving them in the fridge and they go bad. So something that I made a habit is freezing my vegetables when I'm not using them, because making a meal like this is the perfect time when you want to use your frozen vegetables. Second, you're going to use your bone broth. You can find this specific type of broth that I'm using at any Korean market, but any bone broth from your local store should work too. And after you let it boil for some time, I mean, you can flavor it or season it with soy sauce, like a little bit of soy sauce. The flavor profile is just incredible. So the brisket I'm using today has been kept frozen, and it makes it even easier since everything is honestly ready to go. This is the easiest meal you can possibly make. It's just 3 steps with 3 ingredients, and that's really it. Just broth, meats, and veggies simmer together. And I will say the longer you simmer it, the better it tastes. Time for the review. Okay, I am so excited to eat this. It's the quickest shabu shabu ever in the world. Here it is, take a bite. This is amazing. The fattiness of the brisket makes the broth even more flavorful. And that is it for this video. I wanted to show you all my snacks and meals that are high protein, easy to make, doesn't taste like you're on a diet, because that is the whole point. And I will see you all in the next video. Ciao.